in Past is Present, Bangladeshi documentary filmmaker Shaheen documents his family life over a 14-year span. His family is scattered all over the world. His son and ex-wife are in Poland. One of his brothers is in the United States, and his sister is living in Australia, while his parents are still back in Bangladesh living in their village. All of his parents' children have left Bangladesh and are established and living very well in their respective countries, but this documentary primarily focuses on the fractured relationship between Shaheen's father and his sister. His sister was due to be married to a suitor that her father found for her, but she secretly started dating and married one of her cousins, Bangladeshi cousins, and lured him to Australia and got married in Australia in secret. Shaheen's father cannot forgive his daughter for what she did, and they never speak. The last several years of his life, they never spoke, and he refused to forgive her, and this has caused fractures in the whole family. All of the family live separately around the world, and they don't often go back home, and this has caused a very big distance in the family for many years. Past is Present is directed by Shaheen Dill-Riaz, and he has previously directed films such as Iron Eaters and Bamboo Stories. Past is Present is an engaging documentary. It's a very layered, complicated documentary. I think even I can't grasp the hurt and the conflict and the layers of religion and cultural differences between Western cultures and Bangladeshi cultures. So even though I enjoy this was an engaging documentary for me, and I could still relate to all the people in this film because this film is so rooted in Bangladeshi culture. I would assume that you would even get more out of this documentary if you were from that country, but I still recommend checking out this film. The conflict between Shaheen's father and sister gets quite heated at times, but the film still shows us a side to his father that shows him like a human side. He wants to build a school in his village, so young Bangladeshi men and women, they can have a career, they can study a vocation, and then they can use that vocation to travel abroad and live a fruitful life. So he wants to give back to his community. He's had a nice life. He has a nice family life, and he wants to give back to his community. So the film shows a human side to him, a caring side to him, even though we see a lot of him like refusing to talk to his daughter and just refusing to talk about her like she's dead to me. And so it's nice to see like a rounded portrayal of him in this film. And the film covers such a long span, like 14 years. So we see everybody when 14 years ago. It just covers from 2010 to 2023. So we see the family and all the members of the family from 2010 and the early years, and then the film towards the end jumps forward to just a couple of years ago, where all the kids are growing up, and one of the brothers is still living in America, and the father's passed away, and the mother's living with the family in America, but she doesn't really like it there. She wants to go back to Bangladesh. And we get to see the daughter and her cousin husband living in Australia, and their kids are all grown up and they're very successful. They've bought a house and they have a business and they're working very hard, and it was very nice to catch up with them later in life. It was nice to see the cultural differences between the older generation and the younger generation. Both the mother and father, especially the father, like he was so ashamed when his daughter married in secret and married someone who doesn't have an education and someone they don't approve of. So, and they brought shame on them in their village, and that's the reason why there's such a conflict between them. But the younger, all the children don't really see it as such a big deal about it. It's not okay. Who cares about what people think about in the village? But the older generation, they have to live there. They have to talk to everybody every day, and that's the cultural difference between the older and younger generation. But just one small complaint. It did get a little bit repetitive. It just kept revisiting. Like the director kept pushing his father to resolve the conflict and his feelings about his daughter and his other children, and it got, especially around the middle section of the film, it got a little bit repetitive, like the same scene over and over again of his father not wanting to talk about his daughter and not wanting to resolve the conflict, and his daughter upset about not being able to resolve the conflict because she was very very close to her father before she got married. So it's such a big deal to her that they weren't able to resolve this conflict before he passed away. I give Past is Present 3.5 stars out of 5. It's a very engaging documentary, even though a public cannot relate to the cultural differences between Bangladeshi culture and Western culture, but it's still a very engaging documentary. It gets very fiery, and even though it's a different culture, you still understand what everybody's point of view, the younger generation, the older generation. And it was nice to see over the 14-year span the families grow up and prosper in different countries. So it was nice to see that. So I recommend checking out Past is Present. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Past is Present? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.